Hi guys, Jepsies here. So, today we are going to talk about procrastination, which is a subject that was asked by one of our viewers, so that we can make a video about it.
Shout out to Alex.
And before we start the video, click on the subscribe button down below. It would definitely help us out and would keep you in touch with our newest videos and newest content. Also, like our Facebook page if you want to, and join our Facebook group if you feel like it. So, procrastination is the act of either delaying a project or just involuntarily delaying an activity because of other minor things that you're doing that are most likely unimportant.
For me, the worst part about procrastination is the guilt we feel when we're not doing what we are supposed to do, and instead we choose to watch a movie or cooking. Cooking is like that activity that nobody wants to do unless they have to do some work, right? Like proper cooking. I'm not talking about spaghetti and tuna. I'm talking about cooking a really big meal with eggs. Yeah. And that's the worst part of it. That's the worst part of procrastination. Everyone feels the guilt, but they keep on delaying the activity they were supposed to do.
I don't know which side the microphone's on. Yeah, it's here. So, if you think about it, procrastination is not like a natural act that you're doing. It's not something conscious, but it's something coming from your subconscious. And why is that so? Because if you're like totally conscious about the action that you're doing, that you are totally wasting time while you have more high value tasks awaiting for you that you have to do, like, would you voluntarily waste your time on them? On like
No.
the minor cat videos that you watch on YouTube and everything. Well, you got the answer there, guys. Say it again, man.
No, we wouldn't.
Want to stop procrastination? Yeah. When do we want it? Now. Whew. Yeah. So, you also have to realize that your time is your most precious currency, your most precious commodity also. And that when you show affection for someone, for example, you show them by spending time with them. And why are you spending your time on little things on Facebook, like, oh look, here's a friend's profile, cool, look, he has another link here, oh, I'm gonna go on this page now, and look, another page, and you're just gonna drift off into like a whole nother thing that you were supposed to be doing. Your mind's gonna drift off. You're gonna have like a hard time getting back on track unless you have some amazing willpower. But I doubt you do have that. I doubt you do, because none of us have it. You have to like constantly train it. And the thing is, you're just wasting so much of your time. It's not like these little segments of procrastination are gonna be irrelevant, because if you spend 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here, you're gonna have like a quarter of an hour just wasted there, man. And I think you can definitely use that time into realizing the high impact tasks that affect your life. For example, things that strengthen you, either physically, mentally, culturally. And he has a little trick that he can share with us. So
my little trick was taught by a friend of mine called Mia. Thanks, Mia. I know you're watching. I know you are watching. She told me a long time ago that's to focus on 5 things. So the technique is the following: you need to write down 5 things you want to focus on during your life, during all your day, okay, during your week, during your month, and those 5 goals are the most important goals for you, of course. And the rule is to only do these things during your free time. So you will invest all your free time doing these 5 things. I'm going to give you an example. An athlete who also likes philosophy, who also likes to maintain a good relationship with his friends and who likes to enjoy his grandpa company. Okay, so he's going to write down sports, my sport, philosophy reading, Nietzsche, for example. He's going to write down friends, and he's going to write down grandpa, and the fifth one can be parents. Okay, so he can only do these 5 things with his free time. What's going to happen? This is a Freudian slip. What's going to happen? Freudian slip. What's going to happen?
Slip is when you want to say something but you actually mean your parents.
Okay, whatever. What's going to happen is that you won't be able to procrastinate. That athlete won't be able to procrastinate because, well, he can, but he will be procrastinating doing another thing, another of his goals. Okay, so for example, he has to go to train, but he doesn't feel like it, so he's going to procrastinate. And what is going to do? What is he going to do? He's going to see his grandpa, and what? He still doesn't feel like training. Then he's going to see his parents. Which means he's working on the things he wanted to work on, his relationship with his parents and his grandparents. And then, eventually, he will have to go to train. And that's the goal of the technique.
Yeah, totally, because basically what you're trying to do is like replace all the micro procrastination bits in your life with like proper goals that you want to work on.
And you can delay a certain activity by doing another activity that you had to do anyway.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, actually.
Thanks, Mia.
And the thing is, for example, when you were talking about training, it doesn't necessarily, when he was talking about sports, it doesn't necessarily have to do like with training in itself, but it could be stuff that could promote his performance in his sport. For example, like eating healthier, or doing this type of exercise, taking this kind of supplement, researching this type of techniques and everything. One fundamental thing that could eventually help you with procrastination is the art of goal setting. If you just wander around with these dreams in your head about wanting to be this, having this, or doing that, unless you have a specific timeline when you want to accomplish them, a certain deadline, like I have to do this until this date, and certain techniques on how to get there, then they're just like floating goals, floating dreams. If you write down your goals on paper, that's going to trigger like a red flag in your subconscious that I have to place this exact task in the foreground of my daily activities, while the others are going to be put in the background. As a severe procrastinator, you have to understand what kind of activities you want to dedicate your time to, what activities you can dedicate your time to, but are secondary, and what activities you would like not to ever do, again, because you just can't afford the luxury of time wasting. You have to be aware of how short your life is. I'm going to tell you a little story here. It's like, you probably heard it, Peter and the Golden Thread, when there's a little boy called Peter, and he's a schoolboy, so he goes into a forest, and he doesn't like living in the now, you know? For example, when he's at school, he's thinking about playing with his friends. When he's playing with his friends, he's like, oh, what's it going to be like when I'm home and everything? And he goes into the woods, and he sees like this little old lady, and she has a ball, and from that ball it has a hole with a golden thread. And she says, if you pull it a bit, you can skip minutes or days. If you pull it a little harder, you can skip weeks or months. But if you pull it with all your might, you might even skip years. And he's delighted, so he's like, can I have the ball, please? So he starts pulling the thread. He's playing with it at school, and I want to be a teenager now. And he's a teenager, and he has a girlfriend. He pulls it a bit harder, and now he's a full-grown adult with kids, and he has a wife now, and kids, yeah, which was the same girlfriend he had. And then he pulls a little harder, and now he's old. He's 90. So he goes back to the woods, and he sees the old lady. And she grants him
How
one
come
more...
she's still alive? Okay, keep going. Keep going.
She rolled her thread backwards. So he just makes his last wish, which is being a schoolboy again. And this is just to understand like how short your time is. Just you should enjoy the process of getting to your goals and not just wasting it on some random tasks that you think are tasks. For example, watching like this little YouTube clip that has other YouTube clips, or even browsing memes. I'm guilty of that, and it hurts. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, see you in the next one.
See you
Peace.
guys.